All right, they're tearing the streets out. I just got a coin, rings like a nickel. This turned out to be a silver. I had to scratch it to get the edge up, see? All right, greetings and welcome to Drama in the Dirt. This week we'll be visiting a street tear out. So we had a few interesting finds. Had a little bit of silver in there. They're going to be tearing out, I'll place a little note in here, until October. So they're going to go 4 blocks each way, which is 4 different ways. So we're looking forward to it. We hope we have some great recoveries to share with you. And remember, God bless you and keep you, and may all your digs make you smile. Enjoy the show. All right, they're tearing the streets out. I just got a coin, rings like a nickel. It is crusty as heck. Make sure I'm in frame. Make sure I cannot see a thing. The sun's so bright. There we go. See how crusted it is. Let me see if I can get it cleaned up. Well, it was deep too. They're ripping really deep, so probably anything I find is going to be something that got shuffled around and then dropped off. So, but you can see how deep. There's the old brick. They got another coin, but it's a mess. That could even be an old zinc panning, I don't know. Clean, see if I get anything off of it. This turned out to be a silver. I had to scratch it to get the edge up, see? I thought it was an old rotten zinc at first. I can see a reeded edge there. And I would imagine it could even be seeded. But can you believe how that stuff's caked on that? I'm gonna run it home. I'll come back tonight if it doesn't storm. Caleb got a 69 caliber. Holy smoke.
That is a beast. You can imagine that thing tearing through you.
Yeah, really.
Yeehaw, here in the square.
Yeah.
Here, let this hit your hand.
Ready? Cool.
Isn't that awesome?
Yep.
I'll take it.
Really? First one. What it was. I think that's part of a pewter buckle is what we're thinking.
Mm-hmm. You can see the turn.
Did they make buckles out of pewter?
They probably made everything out of pewter.
Yeah.
Try to get it cleaned up.
Yeah, it's definitely turned at an angle for sure, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Well, small start, but I'm started.
It's a thing.
All right, I wanted to showcase this piece this week. Something I haven't done for a while. This is a hammerhead that I recovered, it's been quite a few months ago. I finally got it out of electrolysis. The rust was really heavy on it. I've oiled it. But I want you to note the head, how it's mushroomed out. And I suppose the question is, if you took a modern hammer and used it, the quality of the steel is so much different today. You might see a modern hammer, the head chip, but I don't think you would see it mushroom. So I'm assuming this is probably a very old piece, so I'm going to share a little clip with you about the history. The claw hammer. So when was it invented? And you think of the importance of that hammer in all that it had to do back when America was built. So we'll get into that piece right now. But I absolutely love this piece, and I'm going to make a rough handle for it. I'll probably just get a tree limb. It'll just, of course, be ornamental. I don't have any hardwood except for one maple tree. But the handle obviously wouldn't be strong enough to use, except for maybe to tack a picture up. But anyway, I'm going to make it as nice as I can here sometime. Let me just share this middle paragraph with you. Of course, hammers have been around of all types. I believe the article references Roman craftsmen had several types of iron head hammers for woodworking and stone cutting. And there was a Roman claw hammer found dating about 75 AD. It had a striking surface on one side of the head and a curved claw for pulling nails on the other side. And its appearance is so much like a modern claw hammer that you might expect to find it in a hardware store rather than a museum. But the next paragraph goes on to say, with the development of commerce and the specialization of trades, many different hammer designs evolved. Coach builders, wheelwrights, blacksmiths, bricklayers, stonemasons, cabinet makers, barrel makers, shoemakers, shipbuilders, and many other craftsmen designed and used their own unique hammers. And it mentions in 1840 a blacksmith in the United States named David Maydole introduced a claw hammer with a head tapering downwards around the opening of the handle. This provided additional bearing surface for the handle and prevented it from being wrenched loose when the hammer was used to pull nails. His hammer became so popular that his blacksmith shop grew into a factory to keep up with the demand. Most claw hammers made today use this same design. So I guess we can attribute to David Maydole, perhaps this hammerhead is one that he fashioned. We may never know. Here we have a picture of David drawing. At the bottom of the picture says how to make a fortune at home. So I guess he did. He actually opened a factory and started manufacturing the hammers. If you watched the show last week, you saw that I recovered this tiny little stirrup. And I put it on ID Me, and Larry Hockman commented that it was probably off a hobby horse, a toy horse, a rocking horse for a child, which obviously I'd have to agree. It's not even 3 inches across. You see the size of my thumb there, so I am just tickled to have that. He mentioned that he's found several bits from the hobby horses, but he's never seen anybody find a stirrup. So, and then, of course, by the way, I just got it out of electrolysis and oiled it, so doesn't look too bad. Been in the ground a long time, looks like. Then I would say the biggest prize of my hunt on the street is this. I assume it's an unclipped musket ball, and then of course you can see the calcrete on it. It is lead, obviously. It is slightly flat on the bottom. I don't think it's a game piece. I mean, I'm not saying it's not. Maybe it was still kind of soft and the guy dropped it and he flattened the bottom, so he just discarded it as possible. I did send a picture to somebody, and they're going to have somebody look at it and see. But of course, that's where they poured it into the mold, and then they would clip that off. And then if it was rough, you could rub it on a rock and round it out. So I am elated to find something like that. That was a night I could not shoot on site because it was just way too muddy. And I did recover this smaller flat button, and the shank of course is missing. Been working on my car, so you have to pardon my nails. And then there's the obverse. And these were all sealed in calcrete. A lot of people don't know that concrete is porous, and being under the road for 150 years with the leaching of the water through the concrete, then calcrete builds up on the item. So this had to be put in electrolysis. Or it's probably CLR, but I thought that was going a little extreme. So there's that. And then I did get this bullet. You can see it does have rings on it. And the hole I dug this out of, they had an excavator there, and the hole was about, probably at least 2 feet deep. And I probably dug this less than 2 inches down. But then there's the base. You can see it was hollow. But I'm not sure what caliber that would have been. It's rather small. But I'm happy to recover it. Let me see, I'm running my electrolysis here. And now when you see these pieces, you'll see a piece of it. But these have been just going for I don't know how long. The calcrete is just so encrusted on that. But that's a cast iron finial. Tragically, I broke it, you can see. I tapped it on my shovel thinking that the calcrete would pop right off. But once I get it cleaned, I think I can repair it. So I'm very excited about this piece. It was in a 2-foot hole, and I still had to dig, gosh, I bet 8 inches to get it out. So it is very, very old. So hopefully next week I'll have a shot of it cleaned up and done. But I'm really excited. Let me see, I think you can see the iron. Yeah, see you can see how thin it is and why it broke. But it just does not seem to be loosening up yet. But it's drawing the slop away. They're fizzing away. I might take the anode out and clean it. It's collected quite a bit of stuff. So, all right. Hopefully next week I'll have a shot of it. All done. See, we got a grub morphing here. That there for now. What's that going to turn into, Hallie?
I have no idea. I don't know how to...
Butterfly.